Welcome back to the channel. I want to show you guys the film look creator and a little bit of film damage plugins on Blackmagic. So here we have a clip. I added the film look creator and desaturated it a little bit over in the color page, and it looks like this. And here's what it looks like with the color off and the film look creator off. So it's a little bit more pastel, it's cleaner. So we desaturated it on a single node. I'll show you that over on the color page. It's just one serial node, and I took the saturation level down to about 34. And then over in the effects tab, if you go down to open effects, if you have all these normally come all open like this. If you click on the little arrow at the top with the option key, it'll close all these parameters. And we're looking for the Resolve Effects Film Emulation. So I'm going to open that up, and under here we have all the film versions of the Resolve Effects. So we have the Film Look Creator, and then the individual halation and vignette, film grain, and film damage, which I'll show you in a minute. So I took the Film Look Creator and just dropped it onto the clip here. And then let's go over a couple of the parameters here. Go ahead and enable it. And you could see the highlights kind of get the blooming effect going. And for me, a lot of the grain and just gives it that nice texture, really sells the effect. So there are some presets. You have some 65, 35, a cinematic look, a bleach bypass. And these are all pretty cool. There's also a default with no effects, which sort of just does the look, but doesn't have all the dirt and things like that in there. And then there's a clean slate, or you can just make a custom one, which is sort of what I did here. I didn't do anything with the color space overrides or the film looks. I just let it sit as it was. Things that I find pretty useful in here is the split tone effect. So let's enable that. And with this amount slider, as you can see, as you go to the left or the right, the highlights kind of get a little more complementary colors to whatever the highlights are in the foreground. So this could be useful on quite a few shots. I thought that was pretty nice little tool to have in there. Vignetting, of course, is pretty customary to use. That gives it a nice look. I have that enabled. I also have halation on. So if we turn that on and off, if you look at the spot where the highlights through the trees are, you can kind of see, gives it a nice little glow to it. And along with that is the bloom effect. So this is a little more subtle, but it goes hand in hand with the halation. And then we have the grain, which I think really is the biggest for selling more of the vintage look. So I just basically moved the amount around. You can change the size and the softness and a little bit of defocus. There's a few of these parameters that overlap on a few of these other drop downs, but this will kind of help you dial in the essential film stuff. Flicker is more of a motion effect as it's playing. It'll kind of give a little bit of a lighting. I left that as default. Gate weave would be also another effect where if the film was slipping while it was being projected within the gate, that one's a little bit more processor intensive. And then we have film gate itself, which would be as if you were looking through the film gate, which one of the presets sort of has this enabled. But this one gives you Super 16, 35 mil. So they're like the aspect ratios essentially, Super 8. And then of course you can dial in more padding and curvature if you like that look. And as with most effects here, we have the global blend. So if you wanted to get a little heavy-handed on some of these effects and then just dial it back overall, just to kind of split the difference, which is a good technique to use, you also have that there as usual. Now in conjunction with the film look creator, just depending on your shot, like this particular one, I wanted a little bit more of a grungy vintage look. I went ahead and enabled the film damage. And as you can see, as soon as we turn that on, the color shifts drastically, kind of gives it a more sepia dark tone. So under this, we have like a film blur, which is much more aggressive than the other one. The temperature shift, which is why the color's looking different. Same with the tint. Then we have yet another vignette. And we have dirt in this effect where you can change dirt color, size, blur, all these parameters, and also have changing dirt, which I don't know why you would turn that off, but maybe for a still. And then you have scratches that you can add or disable up to 5. And then the same thing, global blend as usual. But in conjunction, if you use both of these, it kind of both help at the same time to give you a nice vintage look. And this would be another case where the global blend on both of these effects probably would help out. Just a little bit of each instead of going too heavy-handed. Anyway, that is the Film Look Creator, and along with Film Damage, both pretty cool effects, and both are available in both versions of Resolve. So whether you have free version or studio, these are in there. Pretty cool tool to make things look just vintage and give it a little bit of character. All right, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you guys on the next one.